A little bit of a mixed start here at the market so far this morning. Let's go right straight to the corn market and then get analysis coming up in just a moment with Chris Swift. Right now on our numbers here provided by bar chart, we've got the December corn up 4 1/4, 344 3/4. That's the new crop. You go all the way out to May of 2020. We are up 3.5 cents at 364, mostly 3 cents higher in the corn. Soybeans now up 5 cents on the November contract, 909 3/4 a bushel. January up 5.5 cents. The wheat market in Chicago got off to a higher start, but now is turned lower. The December down 1.5 at 530, 3.5. Kansas City wheat was higher last night on the overnight trade, now down 4.5 cents on the December, 452 1/4. Minneapolis wheat for December down 2 1/4 at 526 3/4. Cotton for December is up 120 at 65.48 cents per pound. Let's check in with Chris Swift. Chris, what's this deal over here in the wheat market with the opposite direction here just in the last 30 minutes or so?
Good morning, John. I'm not real sure. I think some jockeying back and forth from positions and spreads more than anything. We saw the corn market pop up just a little bit last night, and the Pro Farmer Tour that has come about last week seems to have lowered the corn yield just a little bit. So maybe that firms it up just a little bit, and we're just seeing a little spread in between corn and wheat.
Where does that leave soybeans then? Because we're anywhere from 4 to 5 pennies on the higher side. Yet, I want to point out, Chris, that we did not have any overnight sales to report.
And that's true. I heard some people talk about these storms that went through Iowa a couple of weeks ago and did all the corn damage, but it didn't seem to do any bean damage. And I'll tell you right now, the beans look excellent down here, and from everybody that I've talked to, they all seem to have a really good crop.
How much of a weather market then is left with this soybeans, do you think?
I don't think much. I think in the dry areas, they're probably not going to get any better, but we had some just fantastic pop-up showers throughout the southeast. We got a hurricane that's coming in through the Gulf that should bring some moisture into the Texas and Louisiana areas there. So I don't think there's much more to really concern ourselves for weather. Early frost might be it, but that's a long way away.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Chris, we'll be back in just a moment and visit with you about the livestock trade. Stay with us here on the Market Report. All right, let's get back to the markets. And the livestock market, the cattle market got off to a weaker start after that cattle on feed report. August live cattle down 27 cents a hundredweight at 105.52. October down 85, and the December down 125. The further out you go, the lower it gets. September feeder cattle down 170 at 143.15. October down 182 at 143. Make that 45 now on our instant quotes from bar chart. And October hogs up $1.15 at 55.40. December up 50 at 55.95. What do you think of that cattle on feed report when you see today's action in the cattle market here, Chris?
Well, it stacks up a lot of cattle into the December time frame, and it gives us a pretty steep wall of worry to consider going forward from here. And August looks like it's going to be equal, if not greater, in placements. So we got a lot of inventory that we're going to move around the Christmas, first of the year time frame. And the best thing we can hope for is that we get some Christmas parties going and get some Christmas bonuses out there, and hopefully have a real good demand for that time of the year.
The feeder cattle market here on the weaker side as well, that probably is also reflected from that cattle on feed?
Yes, it is. And the feeder market, interestingly enough, we all know that we had to cut back from the March-April time frames, and most of this is just catching up. But seemingly, like with the drought that we were talking about earlier, it's having to move more cattle sooner than what we thought it was.
Yeah, that's been talked about a lot. Hog complex a little bit stronger here on these nearby months, especially that October. Yeah,
the index and the cutout both have been up really sharp last week, and this morning we're up another dime at 55.51 for the lean hog index. And pork prices have just kind of recovered just a little bit, although we've not seen much changes in production. Maybe what we're seeing is a little bit of that discrepancy between beef and pork prices begin to help benefit pork just a little bit.
Are you looking for anything in this cold storage here later on today, Chris?
I think you'll see higher beef movement into cold storage. I'm not real sure that you'll see a big movement out of pork. I'm not real sure you're going to see a big movement in either, but I do expect some pretty good size movement in on the beef market.
But could that directly affect this market, or is this still a hangover from the cattle on feed?
I think a little bit of both. It just tells us we have a lot of red meat protein that we've got to move through fewer channels through the rest of this year.
All right, Chris. Well, let's you and I do our part. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you
I'm ready.
again
Yes, sir.
soon.
Have a great day, John.
You betcha. You too. Janet, back to you.
Thank you, John.